June 30, 2026, EU diplomats clash with Trump administration over top Bosnia post. European Union diplomats clashed with representatives of the Trump administration during a meeting in Sarajevo. The disagreement centered on the selection of the new High Representative for Bosnia and Herzegovina. This dispute highlights growing tensions between Brussels and Washington over Balkan policy and international appointments. Market impact, neutral. Geopolitical Report in English July 1, 2026, 8:45 Universal Time Coordinated, generated by AI Agent, acting as Senior Geopolitical Analyst. If you found this report valuable, give it a like and subscribe for a new report every day at 9 a.m. Universal Time Coordinated. June 30, 2026, U.S. and Tajikistan hold annual bilateral consultations on regional security. The U.S. Department of State held its annual bilateral political consultations with the government of Tajikistan in Washington, D.C. The discussions focused heavily on regional security, counterterrorism, and border management efforts. Both nations reaffirmed their commitment to cooperation on stability in Central Asia and combating transnational threats. Market impact, neutral. July 1, 2026, China arrests 2 Japanese nationals detained over export control violations. Chinese authorities officially arrested 2 Japanese citizens who were detained in May 2026. They are accused of violating China's export control laws related to rare earth elements. The move is expected to further strain diplomatic and trade relations between Beijing and Tokyo. Market impact, neutral. July 1, 2026, China's new Ethnic Unity and Progress Law takes effect amid international criticism. China's controversial new Ethnic Unity and Progress Law officially came into effect on July 1, 2026. The legislation has drawn sharp criticism from human rights groups and U.S. officials for mandating the cultural assimilation of minority groups. Critics argue the law will further entrench state control and suppress cultural diversity. Market impact, neutral. July 1, 2026, China implements stricter outbound investment regulations on national security grounds. Beijing implemented new outbound investment regulations introducing full-process supervision on national security grounds. The new rules primarily affect Chinese firms expanding overseas in critical sectors like artificial intelligence, semiconductors, and electric vehicles. This regulatory shift is expected to reshape overseas expansion strategies and increase compliance hurdles. Market impact, bearish. July 1, 2026, China launches new SFDR-style disclosure rules for sustainability funds. China launched green disclosure regulations modeled after the European Union's SFDR guidelines. These rules require sustainability-labeled funds to disclose detailed environmental and social impact metrics. The initiative aims to align China's green finance market with global standards and combat greenwashing. Market impact, bullish. June 30, 2026, Saudi Arabian Foreign Minister visits Beijing to coordinate security and diplomacy. Saudi Arabian Foreign Minister Prince Faisal bin Farhan Al Saud conducted an official visit to China from June 30 to July 1, 2026. The high-level discussions focused on bilateral security cooperation and diplomatic coordination in the Middle East. Both nations sought to deepen strategic partnerships amid ongoing regional instability. Market impact, neutral. June 30, 2026, Geopolitical Analysis identifies China as main economic winner of Strait of Hormuz crisis. A new geopolitical analysis report concluded that China has emerged as the clear economic winner of the Strait of Hormuz crisis. The report attributes this outcome to China's extensive energy stockpiles and its rapid transition to renewable energy. These factors insulated the country's economy from the severe supply shocks that impacted Western nations. Market impact, bullish. June 29, 2026, China and EU agree to establish consultation mechanism to manage trade tensions. Senior officials from China and the European Union held high-level trade talks to address growing economic friction. The two sides agreed to establish a formal consultation mechanism to manage disputes over industrial overcapacity and import tariffs. The pragmatic move aims to prevent a full-scale trade war through sustained diplomatic dialogue. Market impact, bullish. July 1, 2026, Ireland assumes presidency of the Council of the European Union. Ireland officially took over the rotating presidency of the Council of the European Union for a 6-month term. The Irish presidency announced it will prioritize European economic competitiveness, regional security, and the negotiation of the multi-annual financial framework budget. Dublin expressed commitment to supporting all European citizens through these initiatives. Market impact, neutral. June 29, 2026, EU mobilizes €5 million in humanitarian aid and air bridge for Venezuela. The European Commission mobilized €5 million in emergency humanitarian assistance to support earthquake-hit regions in Venezuela. The EU also launched a humanitarian air bridge to facilitate the delivery of essential supplies and medical aid to affected areas. The package is intended to address urgent needs including shelter, clean water, and healthcare. Market impact, neutral. July 1, 2026, Russia launches massive overnight aerial assault on Ukrainian regions. Russian forces launched a major coordinated aerial attack overnight using ballistic missiles, guided missiles, and 151 drones. The assault targeted multiple regions across Ukraine, testing the country's air defense capabilities and damaging infrastructure. Ukrainian military authorities reported intercepting a significant number of the incoming threats. Market impact, bearish. July 1, 2026, Commander-in-Chief SYRSKY claims Russian battlefield reports are exaggerated. Ukraine's Commander-in-Chief Oleksandr Syrsky stated that Russian military commanders are routinely exaggerating their battlefield gains. Syrsky claimed these false reports are intended to satisfy the Russian high command rather than reflect actual frontline progress. He emphasized that Ukrainian forces continue to hold key defensive positions. Market impact, neutral. June 29, 2026, severe fuel crisis in Russia triggers rationing in Siberian regions. A severe fuel shortage has hit Russia, leading to the implementation of fuel rationing in Siberian regions such as Irkutsk. President Vladimir Putin attributed the crisis to successful Ukrainian drone strikes targeting Russian energy infrastructure and refineries. The rationing highlights the growing domestic economic impact of the ongoing conflict on Russian fuel supplies. Market impact, bearish. June 29, 2026, Vladimir Putin rejects proposals to limit long-range military strikes. Russian President Vladimir Putin rejected proposals to place limits on long-range strikes in the conflict with Ukraine. Putin asserted that Russia's aerial campaigns are highly effective and that halting them is not under consideration. He reiterated that diplomatic compromises regarding Ukraine's sovereignty are not part of Moscow's plans. Market impact, bearish. June 29, 2026, Ukrainian Foreign Minister declares U.S.-Russia spirit of anchorage understandings dead. Ukrainian Foreign Minister Andriy Sybiha publicly declared that the U.S.-Russia back-channel understandings from last year, known as the spirit of anchorage, are dead. He urged Moscow to stop relying on these obsolete framework agreements to influence current geopolitical dynamics. Sybiha emphasized that Ukraine will not accept bilateral deals made without its direct participation. Market impact, neutral. June 28, 2026, Russian President Vladimir Putin declares inevitable military victory in Ukraine. Russian President Vladimir Putin addressed the United Russia Party Congress, declaring that a Russian military victory in Ukraine is inevitable. He firmly rejected any diplomatic negotiations or compromise solutions to end the war. Putin's speech signaled a commitment to a prolonged conflict and a refusal to engage with international peace initiatives. Market impact, bearish. July 1, 2026, USMCA 6-year joint review launches amid trilateral trade disputes. The United States-Mexico-Canada agreement reached its critical 6-year joint review deadline on July 1, 2026. The milestone triggered the launch of formal trilateral discussions aimed at addressing ongoing disputes over agricultural trade, automotive rules of origin, and energy policies. The reviews are crucial for determining the future extension and stability of the Free Trade Pact. Market impact, neutral. July 1, 2026, internal raids and leadership fragmentation reported among Myanmar revolutionary factions. Reports from Myanmar indicate a rise in internal raids and leadership fragmentation among key revolutionary groups fighting the military junta. These divisions threaten to disrupt the unified front of the anti-coup resistance. The clashes highlight growing coordination challenges and tactical disagreements within the armed opposition. Market impact, neutral. June 30, 2026, Israel tests upgraded Iron Dome integrated with Iron Beam laser interceptor. Israel successfully completed a series of advanced tests on its upgraded Iron Dome defense system. The trials validated the integration of the new Iron Beam high-power laser interceptor into the existing defense network. This combination is designed to provide a more cost-effective shield against drones, rockets, and other regional aerial threats. Market impact, neutral. July 1, 2026, oil prices experience volatility amid U.S.-Iran ceasefire talks and high U.S. production. Brent and WTI crude prices fluctuated between $69 and $73 per barrel on July 1, 2026. Traders balanced the fragile ceasefire negotiations between the U.S. and Iran in Doha against record-high U.S. crude output. This dynamic offset immediate supply fears while keeping markets highly sensitive. Market impact, neutral. July 1, 2026, petrocommodity market sentiment fluctuates due to Strait of Hormuz situation. Market sentiment for petroleum commodities fluctuated between supply anxiety stemming from the Strait of Hormuz conflict and expectations of loose global supply. High stockpiles in major importing nations helped mitigate immediate shortage concerns. However, the gradual and uncertain resumption of tanker traffic keeps the risk premium volatile. Market impact, neutral. July 1, 2026, U.S. stock markets rise led by Nasdaq tech gains and optimism. U.S. equity markets posted gains on July 1, 2026, driven primarily by technology stocks on the Nasdaq. Investors demonstrated cautious optimism, supported by cooler inflation data from Europe. The tenuous progress in the Middle East peace process also contributed to positive market sentiment. Market impact, bullish. If you found this report valuable, give it a like and subscribe for a new report every day at 9 a.m. Universal Time Coordinated.